I take this one video, and this is the reason why I usually recommend that you always start with the video. This is my recommendation. But once you have that video, you have the ability to spin that video out into 5, 10, let's see, 12, 14 pieces of content. I'm going to walk you through this madness real quick. So let's just kind of start out talking about like, what is content exactly? Right now, I'm sure most of you are already creating content. If you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, if you're posting videos, graphics and images, maybe you're writing blog posts, you're doing articles, if you're developing ebooks for your lead generation strategy, all of these things fall into the bucket of content. Now, what makes the content strategic, and especially in a marketing plan, is, are you creating content that's going to attract the people that you want to do the things that you want them to do? And do you have the system to bring them back into it so that that content can then close the loop for you? And that's what we're going to kind of talk about, and I'm going to walk you through today. So we're all pretty much creating content. Most of us are creating content for free for these platforms. But if you are strategic and at an advanced level, you may be creating this content with a higher intent and getting different results than someone who may just be posting every day and not really seeing any results. So let's just take, for example, this episode of Tech Talk Tuesday. I take this one video, and this is the reason why I usually recommend that you always start with the video. This is my recommendation. But once you have that video, you have the ability to spin that video out into 5, 10, let's see, 12, 14 pieces of content. I'm going to walk you through this madness real quick. Never mind that little 4 that I have there. I forgot to delete that. So let's talk about this episode. Here's what I'm going to do and what I've been doing. So some of these pieces have already been done. So to get ready for today's show, I typically will create an outline or a script. So for this one episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, I've already developed a reel, on Facebook. I've already have a Facebook post. When I schedule this live, through StreamYard, I'm automatically live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. And when I go live on Facebook, it creates what they call a live event. So a lot of you are probably here because you got that notification that I was live, and they created that automatically. I can also take the same video and create an ad to be able to put out there and narrow it down to a certain audience and then attract people to my page to get more followers. That's just Facebook, 5 posts. Let's jump over to Instagram. Here's another 5 posts and 5 pieces of content. I can create a reel from this video. I can create a post from this video. I actually can create multiple posts from this video because I can edit this video into smaller segments and use like 5, 10 different pieces of content just from this one video. I can create a story from here. IGTV, if I want to put the whole thing up there in a longer form, I can do that. Also can use it for an ad. On LinkedIn, we're on our 3rd platform now. I can take this same video, create a video post with it. I can also take the script that I might make or the outline, or even have the closed caption text from the video as I'm recording it, turn that into an article. And then on YouTube, this video gets repurposed as educational video content. I also can break it into smaller pieces and make shorts, video shorts, YouTube shorts. So just from this one episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, I'm able to repurpose this content to at least 14 different things based on what we see here on the screen. So when you are creating content and you're doing it with intent, you can then kind of get more life out of it. Now, I know sometimes it's very difficult for people to sit down and kind of map all these things out. And this is exactly why we're having the boot camp next month, because if you have a system that you can follow, then it's going to be a lot easier. I think the other reason this is difficult for a lot of people, and me being one of a lot of people at some point, is that it takes time to sit down and create all this crap. Like, no lie. But what I found is like video is one of the best starting places for me, is because I know that I can repurpose all that content. I didn't even talk about taking an audio file from the video and turning that into a podcast episode. So now we've created content. Yay. Let's say we've done that and we've gotten to that point. The next thing that content is going to do for you is that content then becomes discoverable on all these different platforms. So let's say, for example, you have somebody who just kind of scrolling through their feed at that point, and they come across a video and they happen to hear something that you said in one of your video posts, or maybe it's something that you wrote, in a caption that catches their attention. That is discoverable content. Let's say I have a problem and I go over to Google and I need to search for a video on how to do something specifically. I have a perfect example. I made a video last year when the pandemic started about how to find your Zoom recording, because tons of people were making Zooms and couldn't find the recording. Thousands of views later, that video still gets hits, still gets people commenting, saying thank you. I created that one piece of content, less than 10 minutes, I believe. And thousands of views later, that content is still discoverable. So if you can see what I mean by discoverable content, once you create these things, they're like seeds and they're going to be there. They're going to do the work for you after you've created. Now that was an example that didn't take me a lot of time, but some stuff takes more time than others. But the point is you want to put this content out there that's going to have some longevity to it to really make it worth your while. So video content, written content like blogs and articles, all that stuff is great. There are billions of people on all these different platforms. So when you're posting, you want to be mindful of the fact that, you know, people are on there. They may or may not be in a buying stage at that moment. They may or may not be your audience. But if you are saying the right things to the right people at the right time, you then have the ability to do better on your conversions. So now that you have that discoverable content and you understand that, let me just kind of back up a little bit and take the compelling content and put it into this 4-phase foundation that I'm always working with my clients to establish. So establishing the infrastructure is number 1. Creating compelling content is number 2. Once you have that creating compelling content and you're distributing it out, you then have the ability to draw people into your sales funnel. But you have to have a sales funnel. And that sales funnel, once you get people going through that system, you want to have some automation to repeat that cycle and to continue to do the work for you. So this is the part that usually gets a little choppy for people when they're just like, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm posting, you know, I'm showing up, I'm showing up consistently, but like, do you really have the right system in place to back you up in the back end? This is what's usually missing for a lot of people that I end up talking to. So this is where I'm going to now talk about what can you do if you want a little bit of help to put this system into place. Typically, when people have problems, they go look for solutions. People who had problem finding their Zoom recording went to YouTube or went to Google and searched, where's my Zoom recording? How do I find my Zoom recording? That gave me the opportunity to have that content draw them over to my channel and build up my subscriber base and build up my views. So I wanted to just kind of give you that foundation and give you that picture so you have the ability to see, you know, when you're creating this content, I want you to be thinking about who am I creating this content for? What are their needs and how does that align with what it is that I can do or what I can offer? So those problems end up being solutions for you, you know, when you end up creating the right kind of content. Now, just to give a little bit of information about what is compelling content, let's go a little deeper into that. Compelling content obviously is going to be something that compels people to take some action. So you want that content to spark their interest. And like I said, if you have the right message at the right time to the right people, you're going to get their attention and they're going to be interested in what it is that you're doing. The other part of that is that you want to inspire curiosity. Once you inspire that curiosity, that's when people are kind of itching to go to the next step. So whether that be pushing a button, submitting their email address, maybe they're just following you, or maybe they're just liking you, whatever that is, you want to make sure that that content has that element built into it, okay? So you want it to compel people to take action. You want it to spark people's curiosity. And then you also want to be able to spark their interest, get their interest so that you can get them through the next step. If you are feeling like you're just creating stuff in a black hole, you know, I'm posting, I'm making videos, I'm making reels, and I'm not seeing any activity on it, you have to start thinking about, like, are the things that you're creating compelling? Do you have the right system in the back end to be able to take anybody who's interested through that process of being able to work with you? Are you just posting content and hoping that they find a way to connect with you and a way to connect with you and contact you? That is, in a nutshell, why it's important for you to make sure that you're creating compelling content and how that compelling content can end up leading to you either getting or not getting customers in your business. All right. Any questions at all? I hope that I didn't go over too much that you couldn't absorb it. And this is the reason why being part of that bootcamp is going to help you out. But any questions at all? Let's see if you have any questions. Good morning, Daphne. from Milwaukee. Hello to you. I'd be interested in a workshop on repurposing. We're going to cover repurposing actually in the content creation bootcamp. So if you want to join for that, that's going to be a segment of that. We're going to talk about the repurposing part. That repurposing part is like everything, like everybody who you see showing up. Think about the people that you've bought things from or people that you follow or subscribe. Like, how did you get there? Like, they created something that got your attention and brought you over to their platform that got you to either like or to follow. So oftentimes we're taking part in this process, but we're doing it from a consumer standpoint and not a creator standpoint. So it's important for you to have at least the understanding of how that works. And if it's not you doing all the content creation work, at least understanding what that process looks like, so you can then figure out who do you need to partner with and bring into your fold to be able to get this process done. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them down in the video comments. I'll come back and I'll answer them. Or if you're already part of Bond to Build community, you got direct access to me, so feel free to submit your questions there too.